Well, welcome. Welcome to our mindful yoga practice this evening. Glad to have everyone here. If you're watching later, as always, you're every bit as welcome anytime to tune in. And let's go ahead and get started. So, in our practices this week, I had written a little note in my newsletter about bringing our emphasis on some breath work and some breath work techniques. And there's a lot of different types of techniques for using the breath, and they all have a different purpose. So it's really interesting to learn more about breath work, or what's often known as pranayama. Pranayama being one of the 8 limbs of yoga, going back to the ancient yogic tradition many thousands of years ago. So pranayama, if you break it down, the prana is your life force. It is your energy. It is the essence of being alive, if you can just think about it that way. And so as you breathe, you are tapping into that very essence. And it can create shifts in the way, not only in the way your body feels, but even better and even more importantly, in how your mind feels and how you connect with universal spirit. So your energy plays such a key role in how you feel and truly your place in the universe. And so pranayama is a really important thing to learn more about. Breaking it down to what we can do within this practice. Again, there's 5 or 6 different pranayama or breathing techniques that we are going to experiment with this week. But I thought we would start with one which is pretty fundamental to understand, and also just one of the best ones to learn how to relax and how to help you calm your mind and body. So let's just go ahead and jump in. This is the breathing technique known as the complete yogic breath, or sometimes the full yogic breath, or sometimes it is known as a 3-count breath or a wave breath, but mainly it's referred to as the complete yogic breath. And really what this is asking us to think about or become more aware of is the space within the body cavity where the breath exists. So a lot of times when we breathe, we're just really breathing in a more shallow manner, and it's coming in and down the throat, and it's kind of getting stuck right about here. And the lungs, our lung capacity is so much larger. So the full capacity of the lungs really starts up here with the collarbones and goes all the way down to the place where the diaphragm touches the base of the lungs. So this is a large area of capacity, and we want to be able to use all of that capacity in the full yogic breath. So let's just start. What we're going to do is first begin to breathe just into the belly. So essentially, I'm going to demonstrate really quickly, and maybe you can see it a little bit better if I'm sitting on my side, although that bright light may hinder that just a little bit. But essentially, when we're breathing into the belly, we're drawing the air in, of course, through the nose, but we are then immediately expanding through the lower part of the ribs. So this area in the lower part of the rib cage, and where the belly and the diaphragm begin to really connect and push and affect the shape and the opening of the lungs. So we'll be taking a breath first into the belly, drawing the air in and feeling the belly sort of pooch out. It sort of expands and creates a little ballooning effect. And then as we let the air out of the belly, again through the nose and letting it out, we're going to contract the muscles of the abdomen. We're going to draw the navel in toward the spine. So we're contracting and drawing in and pushing that air right back out. And then importantly, at the end, we're pushing just a little bit more through the navel. And this is sort of like, if you can imagine wringing out a dish rag, or maybe even letting the air out of a float, and how you want to push down at the very end to get the last of that air out. That's what we're doing with that belly contraction in the belly breath. So after we do that a couple of times, we'll also then expand into the middle part of the chest, here through the rib cage, and then eventually feel the breath as it expands all the way up and sort of touches the collarbones. So without further ado, let's give that a few attempts here. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes, if you will, and just begin to bring your awareness more inward. Let your seat connect. Let your shoulders relax. And just at the beginning, notice your natural breath. Just relax and bring awareness to the natural, normal, soft breath without any need to change or affect, and just begin to relax and appreciate the fact that you're in this practice, that you can let everything go for a little while. And just notice your frame of mind. Notice whether the mind seems to be busy or active, or whether you have any latent anxiety or maybe worries of the day, anything kind of hanging on. Just take note of that. Observe. And then we'll begin by taking a nice, long, smooth breath in through the nose. And I'd like you to direct it all the way down into the belly, right there where the navel begins to start. And you'll feel the expansion through the belly as you inhale. And then as you exhale, release it out through the lower belly, long. And then at the very end, go ahead and see if you can squeeze a little bit more by contracting the navel in. Follow that up with another deep inhale. Breathing right down in the base of the belly where the diaphragm is now engaged. Exhale and release it back out, letting the belly deflate and drawing the navel in toward the spine a little bit more. And then one more here with that belly breath. Exhale, and make your exhale just a little bit longer than your inhale. Controlling it and releasing the outflow of breath. And then at the very end, contracting just a little bit more. All right, on your next breath in, go ahead and bring it into the belly, direct it down to the base, and then find some room as your rib cage begins to expand as you move the breath into the upper thoracic cavity. Exhale, release it out through your nose, deflating through the thoracic cavity, your rib cage, and then finally squeezing the breath out as the belly comes back in. Again, nice deep breath. Started out with the belly breath, inhaling. Allow it to rise up, expand through the rib cage, and then maybe even feel the breath come all the way up to the base of the collarbones. Your entire midsection now filled with air, And then exhale. Release it out through the upper chest, through the middle chest, and then descending and releasing the air out through the belly. So go ahead and continue this on your own. I'd like you to take 5 rounds of breath using the wave action of the belly, ribs, up into the collarbones, holding that expansion, and then exhaling, letting the wave travel back down, squeezing every bit of air out on your exhale. 4 more just like that. Keep it going, nice and smooth, and notice with each round of breath if you feel a little calmer, if you feel a little bit more capacity each time as you open up new space. As you exhale, letting all the used oxygen, all the carbon dioxide out of your body, squeezing at the end. One more round of the complete yogic breath. And after the completion of that last exhale, just resume your natural, normal breath pattern. But again, become the observer. Become the witness to the feelings, not only in your body, but the state of mind. If there was any shift or change as you went and allowed the mind-body connection to relax and release. Beautiful. Again, to bring your eyes up, open them to gaze forward. How do you feel? All right, let's go ahead and lift the arms up, start to move a little bit, bringing them overhead, reaching the fingers skyward, gently placing your hands together, and then take a little stretch over to the left. Opening the ribs, feeling the side body. Exhale. Inhale, come up to center and take that little stretch over to the right. Full breath here. Exhale. Inhale and bring your hands up and release them down. Go ahead and straighten out your legs, open them up, and bring your legs out front, coming into a wide-legged seated posture. All right, we're going to activate the legs by engaging the muscles of the thighs, engaging all the way down below the knee, and flexing your feet. I know you can't quite see me all the way on that screen, but my feet are flexed. So lifting up nice and tall through your spine, grow your spine a little bit longer, like it's a beautiful crop in the field, reaching up toward the sun, naturally lifting and creating space. And then just take your hands in front, gently place your fingertips down on the floor, and just allow your torso to hinge forward. Little by little, inch by inch, feeling a beautiful stretch in your lower back. Placing your hands down on the floor, put just a little bit of pressure on the fingertips and see if you can feel as if you were pulling the floor backwards underneath you. I know that's impossible, but it's just feeling like you're slightly pulling the floor toward your body. And this just helps to activate the lower back, stretching it forward. Take nice deep breaths here whenever you can through the practice today. And we're going to have some nice pauses in several places. Bring your awareness back, if not to the full yogic breath, to at least feeling as if you were using the full capacity of your lungs. Deep, calming breaths, one or two more here as you stretch and reach forward. Legs are still active. Lower back, getting a beautiful stretch. Very nice. Inhale and come on back up to center. Bend your knees and let's bring your knees underneath, coming to tabletop position on the mat. You're sitting on a blanket, you can get that out of the way and come on to tabletop position. Plant your hands down on the mat for tabletop, directly underneath the shoulders. Palms are open and wide. Start to press the floor or the earth away from you, feeling a little bit of lift in the upper back. So we're not arching the back, we're just energizing the back by feeling the connection to the earth below your hands. Drawing the navel in, once again, lift the navel up toward the spine and you'll feel that beautiful support now all the way down into the lumbar vertebra. The crown of your head is reaching forward, lifting and reaching. Your tailbone is stretching back. So you're making your spine as long as possible, but you're in a beautiful supported box structure, just like a strong, sturdy table. Stay here for a breath, reaching in with your in-breath. Exhale, releasing it out. Again, inhale in this strong tabletop. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and press your press your back onto your heels. Let your head come down in front. Belly can rest on your thighs. Take a breath in child's pose as you let the beautiful curve of the spine come back to a natural position. Deep breath in, full capacity. Exhale, release it out. On your next inhale, come back up to all fours position. Assume your tabletop once again. And then on the next round of breath, we're going to come into some cat-cows, letting the belly drop down. Your heart is going to reach between your shoulders, reaching toward the front of your mat as you create a little back bend in the upper back. Letting your belly descend. Then come into your exhale. Let's take the chin to the breastbone. Reach the back of the heart up as it tries to float up toward the sky. Stay here for one full round. Exhale. And then inhale. Roll it back to cow. Exhale. Wave the spine back up into cat. Inhale. Scoop the belly down. Come into cow. Exhale. Take it to cat. One more time through. Exhale. Beautiful. Come back to a neutral spine, and we're going to go ahead and lift the right hip, or lift the right knee rather, as we create some hip rolls. We're just going to take the knee and create some beautiful circles with the knee, taking it as slow as you can, as if you could make a perfectly concentric circle with your knee. Now, we know that's probably not possible, but I want you to just envision that as your goal so that you allow yourself to slow down, keep it as smooth as you can, and yet notice what you're engaging here to create this motion. Contracting through those gluteal muscles, opening up the hip, back of the pelvis, contracting in the belly. And one more time around with that knee. Bring that right knee back behind you, cross it over your left, and we're simply going to press back as if we're in a child's pose with our knees crossed, and you're going to let the weight of your body drift over to the right side so that you're pressing back and really stretching into that right gluteal muscle and feeling that all the way up into the lower back as well. Take a full breath here. Enjoy that stretch. Inhale, and then come on back up to the top, uncross your legs, and start again in tabletop position. Lift the left knee up and start those beautiful circles on the left side. All the while, remembering your breath. The beautiful thing about breath work, and especially that breath that we began with today, is that it has a wonderful effect on your entire system. Slow, calming breaths have been proven to affect and stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. And that is the mechanism of the body that allows you to relax and know that everything is calm and okay. One more time around with that hip, and then cross the left knee over the right. Press back in that modified child's pose, just pressing back and letting your weight now drift over to the left side, and press it just a little bit more into the left hip. Nice deep breath here. Exhale. Inhale and come back up to center. Come back to hands and knees. This time we're going to open the knees wide and bring them out to the outer edges of the mat, and bring your big toes together to touch. Then we'll take the right arm, we'll sweep it up, reach it up toward the sky, and we're going to let it come all the way down and underneath the left as we thread the needle and enjoy a little stretch in the upper back and shoulders, resting on the back of the head, behind the ear. That left hand can do a couple of things here. You can keep it right where it is. You can stretch and reach it forward if that feels good. Or you could wrap that hand around the back of the body. So several options. Find what feels good to you this evening. Keep breathing. Each time we slow it down and we have the opportunity to breathe, bring your awareness back to the full capacity of your breath. Go ahead and bring that left hand down on the mat. Help yourself back up to all fours position. Let's stretch on the other side. Left arm is going to sweep up to start. And then we'll fan it down, bring it underneath the right, thread the needle, and rest down on the left shoulder. Beautiful. Upper back, it's a beautiful stretch here. Shoulder releases. If this creates any issues with your shoulder, any pinching or impingement or pain, then just back off and take this into a child's pose for resting. If it feels good, you can deepen that stretch a couple of different ways, either by reaching your right arm forward or again wrapping it back behind the body. One more breath. Let's take that right hand down to the mat again. Come on back up to a traditional tabletop. Let's lift the knees off the mat. Give those knees a little break. We've been on them for a while. Press back to a downward facing dog. Stretching the hips high, lengthening through the spine. Walk your feet up to the front of the mat, coming to a forward fold, Uttanasana. Keep your knees a little bit soft here. You can let the front part of your body just relax down. But remember, as we talked about last week, even in a forward fold where we're kind of letting everything relax, you're still creating some engagement in the center. So you're pulling in through those lower abdominals. That is your strength, your area of strength and stability. Give your head a couple of yes/no shakes. Let your shoulders relax. Let your hands be free. Just let it all hang out, as they say. And then we're going to go ahead and stand all the way up. So stand, come to the top, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Plant your feet, feeling all four corners of the feet, plugging into the earth. Roll those shoulders slightly back and down. Come to Tadasana, mountain pose. Drawing in through the navel, and this is a great opportunity to take a couple more of those full or complete yogic breaths. So go ahead and inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more just for good measure. Wonderful. Next breath in. Let's lift the arms up. Reach them overhead. Exhale and forward fold. In forward fold, go ahead and widen your feet just a little bit wider than hip distance and bend your left knee. Taking your left hand around to the right ankle, let your left shoulder be loose and drop down. Your right arm comes out into a T off the shoulder. And start to shift your belly, turning your pelvis slightly to the right as you turn the navel toward the right and spiral up, taking your standing twist. Your neck should look wherever it is most comfortable. So if it's better looking down or to the side, or if you want to look up, just find a place of comfort for your neck. Breathe and maybe stretch those fingers up a little bit higher. Exhale, unwind, both hands come down. Inhale, once rising up, or even all the way to the top. And then exhale, we're going to immediately dive back forward again and come to forward fold. This time, bending the right knee. Right hand comes around the left ankle. Left arm into a T. Relax your right shoulder. Turn and shift your pelvis. Bend that right knee. Spiral up and take your twist. 3 full breaths here. Taking it nice and slow in this part of the practice tonight. Enjoy these beautiful releases. Nice. Unwind that left hand. Bring the hands back down. Inhale one more time. Come all the way to the top. Rise in Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale again with the forward fold. From our forward folding position, go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. So you can walk those feet backwards. Starting to get a little more stretched out now. Take a nice long stretch in downward dog. Let your heart release down. Gaze between your feet. Energy rising up through the outer part of your arms, and again, feeling that upper back supported. Inhale, just shift forward, come to a plank position. Make it a nice strong plank, lifting up through your belly, pushing the earth away as you resist gravity for just a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to go ahead and just lower the knees down. Go ahead and lift your feet so that you're on your knees with your feet lifted. And then we're going to lower down to the belly, a little at a time. See if you can control your descent as you come down to the belly, and then let your feet drop down. Hands on either side of your shoulders. We're going to press down through the abdomen, lift up to a baby cobra. So just enough so that your shoulders and your collarbone is reaching up. Crown of your head is reaching forward. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, press yourself back up and to a downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to walk up to the front once again, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Next breath is going to carry you all the way to the top. Upward facing hands, reach them higher. Exhale, forward fold once again. This time from forward fold, step back with your left foot into a low runner's lunge. A nice long, strong, low lunge. Reaching the crown of your head forward. Fingertips either on the mat or they're on blocks. Take a nice long breath here. Inhale. Exhale, and as you do, softly let your left knee descend down to the mat. Inhale, rise up, coming into low crescent lunge with arms reaching skyward. Take your right hand and bring it down by your side. Carry your left arm over your ear. Take a little crescent stretch here. Ooh, feeling those ribs open up. Had a little pop in my back. So that was probably a good thing. Looking down over your right shoulder. One more breath here. Inhale, bring both arms back up. Exhale, bring your hands forward. Lift your left knee back up, and we're going to straighten the right leg. So you may want to keep your hands on blocks here. I am keeping my left foot up on the toes. So this is sort of a modified pyramid pose because my heel is not down. I'm just straightening that right leg, and then I'm going to fold over that leg as much or as little as I wish. So again, this is like a pyramid except that the heel is not down. Very nice. Okay, what we're going to do now is bend the right knee, and now I'm going to drop the left heel down. So I'm preparing for Warrior One legs. Once you have the legs positioned, carry the arms up, forward, and then overhead, and then take a moment and really sink into Virabhadrasana 1, feeling the strength of your left leg, always building your standing poses from the ground up. So feet are connected, energy rising up through the legs, shifting your pelvis if you need to, so that the hips are forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Bring your hands back forward. This time go ahead and plant them on your blocks. And we're going to shift the weight forward, letting your left leg rise up in a modified Warrior 3 or standing splits, however you want to think about it. Bring that left foot down and then forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold once again. Step back with the right leg. Runner's lunge. Reaching forward. Taking a couple of full breaths here. All right, on your next exhale, go ahead and let the right knee float down toward the mat. Inhale, arms are going to lift up once again. Exhale, left hand comes down by the side, right arm arches over the body as we stretch into the right side, opening those ribs, and you're going to feel that on that right side of the hip too. This is a really great stretch for the little muscles that connect into the gluteal area, the piriformis, and some of those internal muscles like the QL that we don't use very often. Or we do, but we don't engage them very often. Let's put it that way. Inhale, bring the left arm back up. Exhale, hands come forward. Lift the right knee back up, and then just allow your left leg to straighten. Staying on the ball of the right foot is fine. Left leg is straight, and you can allow yourself to fold forward. Again, as much or as little as it feels appropriate. Full capacity of your breath tonight. Re-inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale and bend the left knee and allow your right heel to come down, preparing for Warrior One. Lift up, using your core strength to lift you forward, up, arms reach overhead, and then refine your pose. Connect and root down through those feet, allowing your energy to rise up and open through your chest. Strong warriors. Beautiful. And then we're going to take the hands forward. We're going to reach them back down, let them touch the blocks. Go ahead and shift the weight into the left leg. Let your right leg rise up. Reach it behind you for a supported Warrior 3. And then bring that right foot all the way back down and forward fold. Inhale, rise to the top. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Take a full breath into Tadasana, mountain pose. Very nice. All right. We're going to lift those arms back up. And as you exhale, bring the arms down and step it back once again to Warrior One. Left foot is going to step back. Arms rise back up. So once again, we're taking Warrior One. Left foot back, right foot forward. From Warrior One, we're going to shift into Warrior Three, or I'm going to give you the option of taking that supported posture once again. So if you want to go into the full balance, you're going to bring your arms forward, or they can come to your heart, either option. And then you're going to shift forward, bringing the left leg up, taking the balance, or you're going to reach those hands down and let the blocks support you as we did before. So if you're taking the balanced pose, engage through those glutes. Keep a little bend in that right leg so that you can correct and affect your balance. One more breath, you've got this. Exhale, step back once again. Lift your arms and come back to Warrior One. This time, straighten your right knee. Now we're moving into full pyramid. We're going to bring those arms forward, stretching the back, pushing the left hip forward, right hip back. Hold here, or you can again bring your hands to blocks. Beautiful. Everyone bring your hands down now. Bend the right knee, step the left foot forward, and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Got one more side. Exhale, step back with the right leg. Come into Warrior One once again. Refine your pose. Find your grounding feet. Nice deep inhale. And then we're going to go from Warrior One to Warrior Three once again. So whatever variation you took, you probably will want to try that again. As you're ready, shift forward, letting the right leg float up behind you. Engage through the core. Feel your energy pulling into the center. Use the full capacity of your breath. Calming mind, body, and spirit. Beautiful. As you're ready, step that right foot back. Got a little bobble myself there tonight. Come right back into Warrior One. Deep breath in. And then we're going to straighten the left leg. Carry those arms forward. Coming into pyramid this time. Left hip pushes back. Right hip pushes forward. Nice straight, strong back. Lengthen through your spine. Very nice. And then everyone bring the hands down. Go ahead and bring your hands to the mat. In fact, slide the left leg back. And this time take it to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, hands and knees. Exhale, let's take it to child. What do you say? Rest back in child. Deep inhale. Exhale. All right, come on back up to hands and knees. Swing your legs around. Bring the legs out in front. and we're going to roll it on down. Believe it or not, I had probably 3 different things I thought I was going to fit into this class tonight that we didn't get to, so we'll save some goodies for next time. So come on down to your back. Let's just take a second to curl up into Apanasana. Let the back and the tailbone round upward. Usually feels good. And then we can go ahead and tap the feet down. Let's open the arms into a T off the shoulder. We're going to cross the right leg over the left and squeeze the thighs together. And then just roll over onto the left hip. So just a little twist in the lower part of the body. Both shoulders are planted down. And your gaze is upward. Or your eyes are closed. If it feels appropriate and if you want to, you can turn your right ear down toward the mat. And breathe. Back to the center. Uncross your legs. Put both feet on the mat once again, and then let's take that to the other side by crossing the left over the right this time, and then just gently rolling over on the right hip. If you like, you can drop your left ear down toward the earth. Back to center. Uncross your legs. This time, go ahead and heel toe your feet out to the outer edges of your mat so that your knees are wide apart. And then we're just going to drop both knees over to the left. This time, feeling that stretch along the top part of your thigh and up into the right hip. Anchor yourself in your full and complete breath whenever you can. And lift your knees up to center and drop both knees over to the right. Back up to center, heel toe your feet back in, bring your hands down by your side, and let's stretch and lengthen out. Finding a comfortable position for Shavasana. And using this time to once again drop in and be the witness. Observing the fluctuations of your mind, and whether those ripples of activity seem to have calmed themselves down into a smoother thought and sensation. As the practice smoothed out the edges of your day. If you wish to take the full yogic breath, you can engage in that again. Or just drop into a natural breath and find your ease. Yourself back through a little more intentional breath. Beginning to move your fingers and toes. Circling the wrists, or maybe bending your knees and hugging them into the chest. Rock back and forth. as you're ready, you can bring yourself up. Come back to your seat. We'll close our practice together, lifting our arms up toward the source of all life and light, connecting in the center, bringing that source deep into our hearts. The light in me is honored and grateful for the light within you all. Thank you so much for joining me in practice. Om Shanti and Namaste.